It's Thursday, it's hot. I'm recording this on Wednesday, it's hot. The next day is going to be hot as well. It's hot, hot, hot. But what is not hot, or what could be hot, is the side quest. We're entering into week 2, if you don't know already. And write-ups, by the way, are in the description for everything we're going to cover. So we're going to cover the visual portion and, of course, talk about the process of doing it. The side quest is a very straightforward based thing. You go and do a solo event. That solo event is making a mess. From that, and once you've used your saga-based champions to get up the milestones, you're then able to claim the syringes. They're sample syringes. You then inject them into going into the vaults of Variance. But first, you've got to take a little bit of a journey. So once you've done that, use saga champions, blah, 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 blah. You're going to go to the Multiversal pathway week 2. Of course, because we're in the second week. If you've seen the VFX coming out of the new trailer for Fantastic Four, Giganto Jr. looks a little bit... yep. Need I say more? If you've seen it, you know. So, Saga-based champions get the boost. That boost is becoming like Thing, Rock Stacks. Then you're able to get a Fury passive. Then also... the champions you face off against on the paths, and I'll be showcasing footage right now, it should be everywhere on top of the screen, where you are going to see a Mystic Path and a Mutant Path. Guess what? Using science-based champions might be the play. You'll face off against Kindred, Destroyer, Doctor Doom, Sasquatch Dragon Man, and this... you might need a hard counter for Kindred, but to be honest, count Nefaria, Spider Pig, yeah, go for it. Hulk, just the standard Hulk, Deathless She-Hulk, and any science powerful champion will do the job solidly. This is where you're getting a lot of your Mysterium from as well, so make sure to go and do that and go and grind. On the top path, which will be the Mutant Path, you'll likely see Havok, Storm Pyramid X, Dani Moonstar, Bishop, stryfe, and I think there's one other. I can't remember who. There might be some other ones as well I've missed off there. But bringing in a champion with an armor buff to take on Havok, very much needed. Bringing in maybe a miss counter for stryfe, maybe needed. Bringing in a champion that's able to suppress any kind of prowess-based gain, maybe recommended. And for those, that would be any kind of like powerful tech, Mega Sentinels, infamous Iron Mans, Bastion if you've got him, Guillotine 2099. Anything that's got an armor buff and anything that's able to counter... no, I only said Pursuit. You know, it's Prowler with Pursuit. Could be a little bit helpful, but Prowler in general is just generally good. Jack-O-Lantern I used as well, and that was very effective. Okay. So that is the lead up. That's Pathway. That's the Multiversal Pathway week 2. You do go into Vaults of Variance 2 as well. In Vaults of Variance 2, which I remember I've got to finish off this quest. Always great. I'm trying to burn through some of those energy refills. I've got a ton of energy refills, so I'm auto-fighting through a load more other content with that one. So, yeah, it's what you got to do, innit? Get some easy units, just auto-fight through lower content. Especially coming into something like July 4th deals or Heatwave deals that are dropping next week. Prediction video for that, by the way, is coming out on Friday. So, Vaults of the Variance. Path 1, Invisible Woman. On the face of it, this does look a little bit tricky, and you kind of feel like you need an evade and / or a miss-base counter. As part of the champion's general build, like the champion does have Power Thief, Miss, Buster Groove, which of course has those elements that are frustrating, but also Giving Chase buff will be your countering to this. There is Dazed and Confused and also Immunity to Slow, but I don't really focus on that. Giving Chase buff is like a pursuit based passive similar to Bastion and Prowler, who have that. When the attacker performs a well-timed block, they gain either a Pursuit or Vigilance buff for 10 seconds, alternating between each well-timed block, gaining one to replace the other. Okay, so I didn't focus on this. I felt the best way to focus on this was something that if there's a frustration you personally find, adapt to it. My adapting to it was to choose champions that had in their kits or had true focus. Now, 3 champions really stand out. Number 1, it's going to be Serpent. Number 2, it's going to be Cyclops. Those two have the true focus based buff, which allows them to counter any type of miss and evade based mechanics. I think that Cyclops would have been a better option here. I use Serpent, and I personally would have chosen Cyclops. Now, Nick Fury, I think, has miss and evade based counters after 5 of his is it tactical charges? I think that's what that is. And that will allow him to counter that, to counter anything that's kind of frustrating. And he's a class advantage. So those 3 champions, if you've got them, I think would be best to use. I use Serpent. Probably would have opted for either Nick Fury and Cyclops just because of the ease of access to getting to it. It meant that this would be more counterable or easy to be counterable. There is steady perseverance, which is... I don't think anything really to massively worry about because everything is built around with Days to Confuse, with the champion in general, with Power Thief Miss, and with Buster Groove. A evade and miss based counter champion is going to be the better one right here. So that's my recommendation against Invisible Woman. Now, the boyfriend or the affair based character, Namor, if you know. Oh yeah, actually I was going to say if you know you know. And look what how apt is that? The Namor Submariner issue number 50. One of my favourites, that one, which takes pride of place at the moment. I need to change my backdrop, but takes pride of place right there. So, Diss Track, Bubble Shield, Buff Toggle, Unblockable, Shift Immunity. I am Root. Basically, anytime this champion's going to throw a special attack, you're going to be rooted. You're going to need a champion to throw debuffs in order to get to a certain point of actually doing any damage. I approached this incorrectly. I first of all wanted to use something like Wiccan, and that's fine. It's just, I don't know, just wasn't rotating well enough. Any Mystic I used, which in theory should work to suppress Unblockable, which is annoying, by the way, I felt that was the play here. Symbiote Supreme will probably be the only base Mystic that I would use. Other than that, I think a lot of quick to access debuff based champions and knowing your spacing around special attacks is important, which I didn't do particularly well. I do think evaders might be handy here. I think Stark Enhanced Spidey might be good here. But my MVP, which you're going to see in the footage, is going to be Lady Deathstrike. She was able to shut down certain abilities and basically go unstoppable anytime I was hit. So was not worried about the damage and was regenerating as well. So she is my favourite option because she has ruptures as well at the same time. So I recommend her for taking this on. And the others, again, not sure about. Tech-wise, just use strong techs that do debuff-based damage. Or stack up debuffs. Third champion, Karnak. Okay, I first of all went into this using a crit champion-based focus and then realised, nah, that ain't cool. So I ended up shifting off to a mutant-based rotation on this. If you're looking for ease of access to crit-based champions, Bullseye, Hitmonkey, Shang-Chi, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Elsa Bloodstone, Ghost, Mole Man while in Frenzy, and Misty Knight. Now, all those work, but as I said, for me, personally, it's got to be the mutant line. And I wanted to use Bishop. Instead, I used Storm. And Storm worked fine because we're still kind of critting. And the main element of the game is do crits. You can do an intercept as well to get a precision passive, which helps out. So most, if not all, champions will do. I just decided to go for class advantage. And especially because the champion needs to be knocked down in order to actually do any damage because of protection. And as well, the stun immunity. I felt that it was best to just focus on mutants. Class advantage all the way. And just, that's worked out pretty well. Finishing against Ant-Man, there's only one counter that I absolutely love for this, and that is Chilth. She is fantastic, absolutely amazing here. Do watch out for no retreat. You won't be able to swipe back twice, and if you do, you're going to be hit with a degeneration debuff. Hey, that ain't very good. So I tried to kind of swipe back and go into a block, or make sure that I'm parrying as much as possible, creating as much distance as possible, and in case I have been swiping once, try to parry a special attack. But in any case, because the champion is kind of rigged to kind of do the following. Number one, when the enemy champion throws a special attack, you will get debuffs on you. You might want to shrug them off. Mainly because, as Micro reflect, when the defender glances an attack, the attacker receives 200% of damage dealt. Right? But as part of consistent combos, if you don't end on a 5-hit combo, you will power up the enemy. That if you get a debuff on you, you power up the enemy. But as well, if you don't, if you you'll get an unsteady debuff on you if you do not get a 5-hit combo, which of course ain't great from a glancing perspective because of course it triggers micro reflect. Personally, don't worry about it, don't focus on it, but focus on debuff shrugging based champions and cleanse based champions like Atuma, Baron Zemo, Kingpin, Chilf, and many more. Just look out for the cleanse passive or cleanse ability with your champions. That's it for the video. There's my options right up in the description, and cheers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.